Hey guys, Dzień dobry. Welcome to Płock. I don't know, I can't pronounce it. Starts with a P. If it doesn't have that L with a line through it, I would call it Pluck, but I know it's not. So anyway, welcome to Greentown, or the bus station. And we're going to explore, and this was a viewer recommended from 2 years ago. So yeah, let's see how this goes. Big mountain, some big buildings right here. If you look at the map, my goal is to get to the water because that's what seems cool to me. And there's a very old church, like one of the, I think it's like one of the, or no, sorry, it's like one of the tallest churches in the entire country of Poland. Maybe the third highest. Anyway, let's do this. It's Sunday. You'll hear me complain about the fact that nothing's open. Yeah, good times. Well, this is a first, I will admit. I love being back in my apartment complex buildings. It's funny because usually when I come into a center of a city, I have to walk a bit to get to this. So instead I'm, we'll say, on the outskirts among my buildings, getting to the old town that I heard so much about. Or maybe it was the river. I have no idea. The person just said, you should come check out my city. It's the best in all of Poland. Well, we'll see if that's the truth. So, a couple things while we walk. I'm a tourist, so I've done no research. So please don't get upset with me. That's for some of you viewers who get a little particular when I don't remember or know every historical event that happens in a city. So, that's the first thing. Second thing, I'm really happy that I got something to eat right before I came because I think I forgot it's Sunday. And when it's Sunday in Poland, a lot's closed. Quite a bit, actually. So, hey, let me show you what I had for breakfast. So, I'm at the airport waiting to get on my Flix bus. And of course, I had a lot of selections for food here, overpriced ones. But I knew better. Look what I got. A French bread pizza. I'm kidding. It's a zapionka. I've had one before. It's only my second time. It's so delicious. My favorite part is the mushrooms. Yeah. Note how I didn't get ketchup on it this time because the ketchup ruins it. It does. Dig in the buildings. Dig in the mistletoe. Let's go this way. I think I see something that's kind of funky. I really don't know why I love this style so much. I mean, it's not necessarily that pretty. What was that? What do you want, Mr. Crow? Really? Really? Bird is pissed off. Now, if we look right over here, I don't know if these are the official greeters for the area. Like, maybe someone will have to tell me. Are these like traditional Polish people? Or are they German imposters? Could be. Look at these guys right here. What is this? No, wait, sorry, they can't be German imposters. The Germans didn't come this far. It was the Russians, right? So those are Russians. Okay. All right, good. Now that we got that out of control. It's kind of cute, though, how some people have these little plots and they've decorated them. I like it. Personally, I love the fact that you got these giant numbers on the buildings. I remember when I was in Krasno, they do the same thing. They might even be a little bit bigger, but back when I was a teenager, there was I was learning how to speak Russian. Sorry, they didn't offer Polish where I was. But I did have a Polish girl in my class. But anyway, these numbers, I remember there was a movie took place. It was like a Soviet Union New Year movie. And anyway, in the movie, this guy has way too much to drink. He gets so drunk, he ends up on a plane, flies to a different Russian city, gets out, gets a taxi or whatever, stumbles his way to his street, because it's the same street, goes to his apartment building, or the one that he believes is his apartment building, and his key, he goes in, and he gets into the apartment, and it's literally the exact same place, but it's not his. And I remember it striking me as funny at the time, because I was like, really, is that how it is, or how it was in that part of the world? And they said, well, they wouldn't be surprised because a lot of the city planning and stuff like that. But anyway, the reason why it comes up with these buildings, these beautiful, beautiful buildings for me, is the numbers on these buildings. It triggers that memory from when I was a younger person. I mean, clearly there's nothing special about them. All right, let's move on. Now this is cute. See, look, we got some houses here. It's like little houses that are like sprinkled in between. No, though, it's funny, I hear how like Polish construction is better than anywhere else in the world. All I can say is at least the colors are nice. At least the colors are nice for the finishings, right? It's a very quiet day here in the city. If I remember right, there's like 140,000 people. Uh-oh. There's a pies. Pies? Is that the Polish word for dog? Is this the official greeter of the city? Since everyone else seems to be home. Uh-oh. I think it's a schnauzer. I will say this. That's one thing that I missed living in Morocco, is that people don't really appreciate their dogs or care for them here. Care for them there. Hey guys. Dzień dobry. Dzień dobry. Hi. Chase. They are wagging their tails, so that's nice. But it's very sad, you know, there's such a contrast. In Tangier, there's a lot of stray dogs. They're marked. They have all, like, I call them the dog gangs. But in that area and in that culture, people don't really... dogs are not loved as they are in other parts of the world. Compared to here in Poland, where it's very, very common to see people with dogs. Playing with them, caring for them, petting them, having treats, etc. There goes my Flix bus that I came in on. And let me tell you, that was an experience. This old biddy, let me show you a picture of this Polish Karen that I ran into. So, this old biddy, the Polish Karen, let me tell the story. It's, so that Flix bus, my seat was for 10C. And anyway, I got onto the bus and I noticed immediately that my seat was taken. I actually noticed the seat next to it was also taken. So I stood there, I opened my ticket, and I showed it to the lady who was sitting in my seat. And she immediately unfolds her ticket, where then I noticed the Karen sitting next to her, and I literally perked her head up. And she showed me, so this lady sitting in my spot showed me her ticket, and it said 10D. And I pointed, I was like, that's the window seat. And so anyway, dingbat Karen, which you saw her picture, she ends up reaming me out, saying that there's enough seats and go find another place to sit. Something like that, I'm sure. It was all in Polish, but she was yelling at me. And anyway, the lady who was sitting in my seat immediately got up and moved. And then Karen moved into my seat and spread out over both of the seats. And she stayed there for the majority of the hour and 10-minute bus ride to where we are right now, with intermittent phone calls and being overly dramatic and annoying. So it's nice to see that that Poland has their version of Karens, and that the old people are still entitled here. Didn't miss that. Didn't miss it one bit. But I almost was going to call her some things in Russian, because I don't know any swears in Polish, but I decided that would create some unnecessary drama. So I'm proud about that. And where are we? That's what I want to know. Where are we? I forget that people park on the sidewalks here, but look at this. This is so cute. This is what I missed when I was out of Poland, is where you just take your quick turns off the street and then you're immediately into the residential area. And this is pretty. This is nice. You know, these aren't ugly apartment buildings either. Nice little garden area. Yeah, but this is what I missed. So there's some nice positives. I'm going to try to move on from the Polish Karen. By the way, what is the Polish name for Karen? What would you guys call that person? Put it in the comments. Let me know. Oh yeah, see, so here's like a fruit store. And see, here's the sign. Saturday was 8 to 2. Wzgórze, or whatever it is here. You think I would have learned my days of the week. Well, anyway, it's closed. I mean, I can't really complain about the weather. It's beautiful. But it is kind of funny. So this is your, I guess, your typical smallish Polish city neighborhood. Huh. It has a little bit of a piscina vibes. I think I said that right. Anyway, it's a place I visited over the summer, south of Katowice. Oh, there's a track over there. It's cool. Huh. All right. So where's the old town? Look at that structure. It's had better days. I think that's what Karen rides when she's not on the bus. Nice boarded windows. Clearly I'm still in the best section of town. I'm actually glad I lowered the camera right there, because honestly, what's next door, next to that building, it looks like it's a prison of some sort. You can see the barbed wire, and usually they have signs around it that says like no filming. So obviously didn't want to do that, but it's funny, it's right next to a school. Now there's a nice picturesque building. I think we're getting to more of their area, more of their historic area. If I remember right, the city has been known since well before the 1300s. So it's old. And it, yeah. And I wish I could tell you more, but, you know, things got busy at school last week or so. Didn't have much time to review. So we're going in blind, guys. Going in blind. I would say it's livening up some, but it's really not. However, I have spotted 2 churches. So kudos to us, and we found this beautiful, well, I'm sure during the nicer weather, this beautiful park area right here. Look at this. Look at that. And down on the far end, I think we've reached the river. Whew. I was getting worried. Really was. I mean, we've seen so many beautiful spots so far on this walk. I just assumed that the beauty would continue. But, I mean, in all seriousness, it's all good. It's still pretty. Like that white building over there. Now, this monument in front of us, it looks so familiar to me. And I don't know why. I can't place it. I really should check and see, but nope. Maybe we'll have a sign. Wish the fountains were going, but I guess end of March is not good enough. So what are you guys thinking so far? a win? Is this, in fact, Poland's best city? I'm going to Wzgórze next for tomorrow, and I've heard that's like the worst city in Poland, so it's such a contrast today. The best to the worst. So it's coming back to me now. I think the last time I saw the statue I was in, and I always mispronounce it, but the Poznan, Poznan, near the university. I swear that's where I saw this. But I've also been to so many different Polish cities that I don't know. But I've seen, oh, you know what? Białystok. This is there. That's what it is. Or something very, very similar right outside, right near the center of their town. They have something very similar to this, but there's like words next to it, like love. It's like for country, for God, some other words. Similar statues. So now we're talking. So they've gotten out of church right here. I'm gonna go. I like the wooden one right to the side right there, but I want to go to this church to the right. I think this is the one I want. With, it looks like 1,000 steps to get to it. What a beautiful day. The river is even wider here. And even more important for my spring fans, look at the little purple flowers coming out. Can you see them? Beautiful. That's reassuring right here. You have the couple next to a skull. Well done, kids. Well done, kids. What it's supposed to look like is that. A loving family. You go up the steps. Oh, you know what? I can see that so much better now. That's okay. It doesn't even look like the thing from Białystok. The only thing from there is it's the same for the material. It's probably the same, well, artist, but that looks like a face. Huh. I do apologize if I offended anyone with my not knowing anything about that statue. I was banking on them having something in English written next to it. What they do have here that I really like already is this park. Is this Riverwalk Park right down here. This I can get used to. The graffiti, though, with all the smoking, not so much. And again, they've ruined... Well, it's actually kind of comical what they've done, to be honest. So there's the Santa Claus member I've seen in other towns. Instead of just having couples, they did make sure to make a woman couple right here. And then they made a cigarette over there that's smoking. So, amazing talent. I do not remember the dates, but this city used to be known for a large music festival that they had. And the festival got too big, is my understanding, as opposed to the fact that the city feels like it's in the middle of nowhere, that they ended up moving the said festival down to Łódź. Yeah. Almost to a cool vantage point. This is the handicap route right here on the side. It's actually for water. But I'm sure someone on a bike has gone down it. 100% sure. Alright. So assuming I got the church right, because the only other time I've seen this, I usually don't watch any footage of any other towns, but this one I wanted to see. I was just curious. I wanted to see the river. And in my attempt to see the river, this is what I caught. I caught an image of this one church that I was like, wow, I need to go check this out. So that's why we're here. That and because of viewers like you who told me to come visit. Wow, What a view. Seriously, what a view. Beautiful. It's amazing how much wider it is up here compared to like Krakow. And then if you actually look and go farther down, oh, this is awesome. There's a little bike path down there. Go farther out. Beautiful. So this is why you would say it's worth the trip. Who cares about the city walking through? Look at the views. Look at the river. The lifeblood. The life source. One more view before we cut in. Now there's a beach area down there. It says an 8-minute walk. I mean, you can see it. You can see, I mean, I don't know if I'd count it as a beach, but it is what it is. And we're right next to Old Town, right in this spot. And now I see the vantage point. It's so funny. It's like when I watched that video before, I couldn't figure out, or actually the photographs, I couldn't figure out where the vantage point was of this church. And now I have found it. By the way, they just had a sign that said Old Town, 1 minute this way. So maybe we'll luck out. Maybe it'll be some beautiful thing. Do you want to head into the church? We've certainly walked far enough that we might as well look. There are people going in, so this will be kind of entertaining. Of course, they just started Mass, so we'll have to sneak back later, hopefully, for the opening. But this church, this basilica, was actually originally consecrated back in the 1100s, like 1144, and it's beautiful. Even the artwork inside was just really, really neat. The Blessed John Paul II over there. So we'll head this way. Head this way. Well, we have found the Polish bird. No, it's not a liver bird for all my English viewers. And it's not a turkey either, I've been told that. It's an eagle. Yes. So that's pretty cool. A little memorial that they put up, monument celebrating 100 years. And is there anything else? Have we seen everything? I don't want to say I'm underwhelmed, but I don't know. I've driven around some small towns, and they have a little bit more than this going on. A little library action there. This building's pretty, right next to the pizza place. And again, they have the Eye of Ra. There's something about the Eye of Ra in European architecture. I don't know why that is. Really don't. Oh, the amphitheater is that way. And then this, I guess, is the main strip right here. We found it. The main strip. Wow. So yeah, here's this busy street. We're going to have quite a contrast between this street and when we're in Vłócz on their 3-mile long adventure, if you will. Look, guys, it's a pizza killer. Pretty building. Now we're talking. Now we're getting a little... Okay. Found some prettier spots. Look at this. Here we go. Here we go. I was really giving up hope. Look at this. This is really, really pretty. This cafe right here. And these... Now, this... Here you go. Here's your proper square. All right. This building has seen better days, but it's pretty. This whole little section over here. And there is a church I think we can maybe get into, assuming they don't have Mass right now. Look at that. Beautiful. See, we're saving the best for last. You just had to stay along for like 35 minutes to get here. I agree. It's a good area for rollerblading. See, once they get that building fixed up, just imagine this during the summer. You got flowers right here, everything kind of set up and nice, everything grown out with the foliage wise. Oh, I'm sure it's beautiful. Look at that building. Some government building with the lions out front. I like it. I like these cafes too. I almost think I'm gonna be going out to dinner tonight, even though we figured out the 7-Eleven. The Żabka is actually available. So that means I can get my cereal. You can hear Mass in the background being held. I always love the colors right here. Still has a different vibe, but I like it. I think the nicest center that I've seen, because I'm going to mispronounce it, so I'm not going to call it the Rynek or the Rynek or the yeah. I always mispronounce it. Everyone corrects me and I always screw it up. But anyway, you can hear the service right here. So, in every city I visit, you definitely see remnants and memorials to what happened during World War II. I like this bell that they have right here, and then I like this with the hand that they set up. I don't know the story of this. Again, I'm sure I could translate it, but it's a memorial to these specific people right here. Wow. And I have to admit, the more that I walk in this area, it's starting to grow on me. It could also just been the fact that I had a 2-hour-long nap in my apartment. I'm not used to all this traveling again. But look at this. This is beautiful right here. So you see the structures. This nice street. Now, a couple things on the street. These gates, I'm digging. This house directly in front of us, but there's a mural right over here that's worth checking out. This one right here. I like this. I wonder what the story is behind it. It's beautiful. Huh. You see the differences again too with just like this building right here. Clearly it's an older structure, needs a little love, but I like it. Alright, there's a front moving in, which is expected. I expected rain. I also didn't expect to fall asleep and then wake up 2 hours later. So there's a couple places that I think will be worth us visiting right now. You know, it's amazing. You do a little bit of reading, and I realize right here where we actually are. We're actually in the middle of the Jewish district, which it should have been a giveaway from that monument. Yeah, and the fact that we're right off of Synagogue Street. So there you go. So if maybe one of you could tell me the story on what the origins of that monument are. Was there a shooting right there, or whatnot? One thing I like here that kind of stands out to me is I like the fact that there aren't a lot of like high buildings. I was very critical when I was in Wrocław and how I felt like it was overwhelming with the height of the buildings. This building right here reminds me of where I used to live in Krakow, actually. They're completely different buildings, but I feel like I wonder if this was the old district right here. Like, you see all these houses? There's a beauty about these, even though they need a little bit of love. Huh. Or it could just be the fact that there's these two bears over here that I like. Here's a sweets cafe. Look at that. Wow. I know that Into the Bloom would love to go in there. I, on the other hand, am more torn about this bear who looks like an alcohol bear. Look at him. Huh. A little bit over from where we just were, you have remnants of the original wall built in the 13th century. Sorry, 14th century, but in 1300s right here, that were commissioned by Kazimierz the Great, and it was for the town walls, and they were 1,700 meters long. It's pretty cool. But what took me by surprise wasn't so much the wall, although that's what grabbed me over here. It was the mural right here that they have set up, celebrating the War of Independence back in 1920. And on the other side of town, we saw that 100-year anniversary. So I love the fact that they added that as well, just to kind of commemorate the history of this area. Maybe someone can help me out here. I keep seeing signs for bubble tea. What is bubble tea? I remember seeing it vaguely when I was in Krakow, but I feel like it's caught on even more so up in this part of Poland, and I don't know what's significant about it. Is it like ice? Do they blow bubbles in my tea? Even as I'm watching the front moving in right now, you can see actually it'd be coming from that way. No, I don't, hold on, where am I? I guess it's coming from that direction. But, it's lovely. There's the Hotel Tumskie, outside part of the cafe. I'm sure if I was staying here for more than one day, there's definitely different cafes and places to try and enjoy. One thing that I've noticed just being here, and I think this is why I fell asleep, is it's so quiet. Currently living in Tangier, a city of over 1 million people, something like that. You can definitely you don't ever get complete silence. I've gotten some here today, so that's definitely a win. If you're a walker, this is also a must. This loop that we're now doing back around to the huge church, to the basilica, is wonderful. And look at the trees. I think this is probably the best part of any city, especially, well, of any city that I know, is I love these nice aged trees right here. And because there's no leaves up here, you really get to like enjoy the, I don't know, their character, if you will. Meanwhile, I'm pondering the beauty of this stretch right here. Now see, if I had a significant other, this would be a place we'd stroll. Look out on the water. Maybe get this guy's blessing right here. I don't know. Wow. Beautiful. Look what I spotted on our walk after I talked about finding a significant other and enjoying that spot. But look, found the love locks even. Yes. I knew it was just a matter of time. It is. I wonder if this city has any wedding dress shops. It's usually something I see in every Polish city, but it must have been just the way I walked today. I didn't see it or find them. Here's churches on the other side of this. And look at this. Look where we're back. We're back at the church that we didn't get to go into last time because of my, well, poor timing. So we're going to try again. And I did just see, this is what remains of the Benedictine monastery right next to it. All right. So let's see one of the highest churches in all of Poland. Or maybe it's one of the oldest. Maybe it's both. I don't know. But it's a great view. Beautiful. This is what took me last time, is the walls. The paintings on the walls. Wow. A lot of cool frescoes. It's funny how I didn't realize they were going to shut the lights off. Beautiful. Just across from the Cathedral Basilica where we just were, you'll see this right here. Pope John Paul II in here looks like he's flashing a gang sign. Yeah. His gang is Christ. It's Christ. That was my Catholic joke for the day. Thank you. Thank you. There's more. I just realized we haven't gone this way yet, so we're gonna go this way. See if there's anything cool to look at. Another monument right here. It's so funny here. I keep forgetting that like I can actually stop. That's right. That stop. I keep forgetting that I can just cross the street. This looks cute. And Tangier. It's kind of every man for themselves crossing the street, even though there are crosswalks. And so here I'm like, oh wait, yeah, they do stop. You can use the actual crosswalks. Or the zebra stripes, as people comment. Look at that. Those look pretty good. Little bunny rabbits right there. All these little treats. This might be Sweet Street. We got an ice cream place there. And more ice cream there. And then there's, I think this is the Museum of the City. Also is a really cool building. Oh, look at this. And I'm not talking about that beautiful woman right there. I'm talking about this right here. Look at this. Look at this building. Look at that sign. That is like an old school sign right there. That's awesome. Huh. Another ice cream place, just because why don't we add another one? So what we just passed, that theater, it was right across an Art Nouveau tenement house, sorry. This looks like a cute cafe. Huh. So this goes on for quite a bit as you look. Got a couple lights. Oh my god, another ice cream place. Okay, that's 4 ice cream places. So I guess during the summer, if you need ice cream, come to this street. I like this building. We seem to be right back to where we circled around just a few minutes ago. Look at that. Oh, that's kind of cool. So, caught out of the corner of my eye, I'll show you, for people that are still with me. So if we go in this way, look at this right here. Some interesting art. I like that. That makes me smile. I don't really like that guy, but I like this guy. Look at this right here. See, I don't mind graffiti like this. This makes me laugh because it's not bad. And it's interesting seeing these buildings because, again, we just had the contrast. You have like some beautiful housing and then other stuff that just needs a little bit of a little fix-me-up. It's cool. Huh. All right, guys. Back to the apartment. I'll give you a quick tour, and then I'll bid you adieu. So here's the living room area. This chair is what stole me initially. Well, and the couch. And the records. And just the antique everything. And look at the floors. This actually reminds me of my apartment in Krakow. And then the view out into the street. So you have this for your living room. There's a nice sized bathroom in here with a shower. And then look at this kitchen right here. Look at this table. Nice, big enough area to prepare things. Good lighting. Yeah, it was only like 190 for the night. Or for you American viewers, about $50. So it's pretty cool. But so I'm going to eat. I got some pierogi in there. You know, it's time to eat some Polish food. And we'll do all this again tomorrow. So thanks for coming along. And I hope you enjoyed the city. Hope you enjoyed walking around, getting an idea. And I'll see you soon. Peace.